Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good afternoon, honorable members. Good afternoon once again. What's going on? Welcome to this sitting of this afternoon. We can start. Clerk may proceed.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
At this point, I wish to invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, MCA Machakos Central Ward, Leader of Majority, to come forward and lay those 3 papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, 14th February 2024. A, second quarter report and financial statements for the Machakos County Climate Change Fund for the financial year 2023-2024. B, full year performance report, Department of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation, Environment, and Climate Change for financial year 2022-2023. C, half-year performance report for Department of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation, Environment, and Climate Change for the financial year 2023-2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I hereby commit to those 3 papers as follows. Paper A is committed to the Environment and Natural Resources Committee. Paper B is committed to Water and Irrigation Committee, and paper C is committed to Water and Irrigation Committee as well. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Daniel Ndwiki, MCA Mlolongo, Syokimau Ward, to come forward and give a notice of motion. Honorable Helen Detty, are you sitting in for the chair?
Yeah,
Or
thank
is
you.
it, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The chair is around, but he's not in a position to read.
Okay, no problem. You can proceed.
Yes,
Yeah.
incapacitated. Notice of motion, Honorable Darling. Okay. Honorable Speaker, that aware that every person has the right to accessible and adequate housing and to reasonable standards of sanitation as provided under Article 43 sub 1B of the Constitution. Further aware that Kenya National Housing Policy provides for goals and objectives of housing, and one of the objectives is to facilitate progressive realization of the right to adequate housing by all. Informed that in every financial year, the county government of Machakos enacts a Finance Act, which is a policy document guiding on revenue-raising measures, and that building approvals is one of the leading revenue streams in terms of funding on-source revenue collection, which is a subset of the county budget. Cognizant that the building industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the counties, following the high demand for housing and the rapid rural to urban migration. Noting that this fast growth has made Machakos County an investment destination for many Kenyans resorting to numerous construction of homes and other commercial buildings. Appreciating that the process of approving building plans is rigorous and requires that the individuals concerned to physically present before the Office of the County Director Planning the proposed building plans and other relevant documents. Noting that almost all government services have been digitized in line with the national government ICT policy, which includes online transactions and other web-based management information systems. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that this House urges that the County Executive Committee member for Lands, Housing and Urban Development to develop a digital platform to support online approval of building plans in order to increase efficiency in the approval process and seal loopholes of losses of revenue collection. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
May I invite Honorable Frederick Kitetu, Chairperson, Environment and Natural Resources Committee, to come forward and give a response on the strategies put in place to ensure conservation and rational utilization of forest resources in Kidatani, Ngulini, and Kanzokea forests in Kankundo Central Ward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Frederick Kitetu is my name, MCA Kombe Ward, and also the chairperson on environment and climate change. Since, with your permission, Madam Speaker, as I can see, the statement was sought by Mheshimiwa from Kankundo Central, Dixon, and it is not present, he is not in the house. Should I proceed?
What is your prayer?
To be deferred to a later date.
Okay. Permission granted for the matter to be deferred to a later date because the member who had requested for the same is not present in the chambers today.
Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you for the effort. Okay. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report on consideration of annual development plan for the financial year 2024-2025. Continuation of debate interrupted on 14th February 2024 at 2:30 p.m.
On this motion, which was interrupted in the morning session, I invite Honorable Jeremiah Kaloi, Chairperson, Trade, Economic Planning and Industrialization Committee, to come forward and proceed from where we had left in the morning session. And I will specifically ask him to proceed and highlight on the report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Jeremiah Kaloi, member for Earth River Township Ward. I think with your guidance, Madam Speaker,
Yes.
after scrutinizing the document, because it's a huge document,
Yes.
it is my suggestion that probably we go to page 3 on the examination of the county annual development plan for the FY 2024-2025, and pages 5, compliance of the ADP for the FY 2024-2025
Yes.
to the prevailing legislation. Pages 7 on pages 7, pages 6, sorry, pages 6
The compliance goes up,
up
past
to,
6
yeah,
to 7.
yes.
Okay.
And pages 7 on the review of the implementation of the 5th annual development plan for the fiscal year 2022-2023.
Yes, yes.
And pages 22 on the submission from public participation. 22 on public participation.
Page 22 on public participation.
And pages 38 on the committee recommendations.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Point of information taken.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to inform the House that in the morning we requested for extension of time so that members can have time to go through the document. And Honorable Speaker, I want to believe that each member went through the city report. And since we have the reports in our ponds, I was only requesting that you allow the chair to take us to the observations and recommendation only, because other bits we have gone through and each member has already looked at what is in his ward. So we may take a lot of time here while we are aware of, or we are conversant with the contents of the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, are we in agreement that we just go straight to the committee on observations? And the rest we have read and understood it ourselves? Thank you. Honorable Chairperson, only take us through the recommendations only. Recommendation and observation, are they together? Recommendations are on page 38. I can't see observations. Who knows where observations are? Mulisoma hii document. You read this document. Okay. Let's
go
deal
to the
with
recommendation.
committee recommendations. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in summary and pursuant to provision of section 126(3) of the PFM Act 2012 and Standing Order 195, the Trade, Economic Planning and Industrialization Committee recommends that the annual development plan for the FY 2024-2025 be amended as follows, and the respective sectors. A, commercial, tourism and labor affairs sector. That the omission of sub-program SP 211 under increased efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery, general administrative and planning office equipment, furniture and stationery procured in the ADP be maintained with a target of 20% of the cost of Kenya shillings 8 million proposed in the CIDP, and the ADP be amended accordingly to reflect that change. Number 2, that the proposed Kenya shillings 15 million and the output markets upgraded Cabro slab pavement in the ADP be reduced to Kenya shillings 10 million as provided in the CIDP, and the ADP be amended accordingly to reflect that change. Number 3, that the omission of sub-paragraph program SP223 under market trading, information research and dissemination, market supply and prices data updated in the ADP be retained at a cost of Kenya shillings 1 million as proposed in the CIDP, and the ADP be amended accordingly to reflect that change. Number 4, that the output on decentralized digitized business licensing processes to sub-counties which appears under different programs 2.7 in page 45 of the ADP under investment, promotion and facilitation be deleted and the same be captured under the SP225 as provided in the CIDP, and ADP be amended accordingly to reflect that change. Number 5, that the programs on hygiene and sanitation in the markets, public markets, as provided in the ADP under SP224 be deleted to align with the CIDP. Number 6, that the following discrepancies under SP232 on business development be amended as follows. 1, construction business parks, the target in the ADP to be amended to 2 at a cost of Kenya shillings 50 million as provided in the CIDP. 2, construction modern kiosk, the target in the ADP be amended from 100 to 50 at the cost be increased from Kenya shillings 10 million to Kenya shillings 20 million as provided in the CIDP. 3, constructed roadside sheds, the target in the ADP be increased from 3 to 10 and the cost be reduced from Kenya shillings 15 million to Kenya shillings 3 million as provided in the CIDP. 5, the distributed outdoor parasols, the budget in the ADP be reduced from Kenya shillings 10 million to Kenya shillings 5 million as provided in the CIDP. Number 6, the business promises facelifted, the budget in the ADP be increased from Kenya shillings 15 million to Kenya shilling 25 million as provided in the CIDP. Last, groups benefiting from Wikwatio Fund, the budget in the ADP be reduced from Kenya shillings 100 million to 50 million as provided in the CIDP. Number 7, that the new program on informal sector development under SP37 in the ADP be deleted as it is not provided in the CIDP, and no justification was provided on the inclusion. In addition, the committee recommends that the budget on the exporters summit be reduced from Kenya shillings 5 million to Kenya shillings 3 million as provided in the CIDP, that the budget for established market linkages for export be reduced from Kenya shillings 3 million to 0.5 million as provided in the CIDP. Number 9, that the following discrepancies under SP251 on international trade promotion be amended as follows. Under infrastructure development, new programs of construction of modern car park at a cost of Kenya shillings 20 million. 130, key output training conducted was 12 at a cost of Kenya shillings 100 million under CIDP, yet in the ADP 12 at cost of Kenya shillings 20 million. I think, Madam Speaker, that is what we observed recommended as a committee, and I also had members to, because there are reports on various wards, to go through the list on the wards, the proposed projects for every ward, because it is attached on the list in the So thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. At this point, I wish to invite members to debate the motion. Members, the floor is yours. If there is nothing to debate, you are satisfied with the way ADP has been integrated with CIDP, then Honorable Kavyu. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is not a contribution as per se, but as I was going through the report, I saw that one of the challenges that was highlighted in that report was inadequate resources to execute the programs that have been captured in. And as an assembly, I felt that there is still much that we need to do, and more so on the finance committee, because in our previous site visit in the last financial year, there were so many gaps that we noted, and because we have a provision for automation, I think that in the course of this session that began yesterday, we need to get an update on how far the Department of Finance has been able to progress the aspect of automation, because it's going to save us a lot of money, because there are a lot of leakages. And despite the fact that the third government of Machakos is working hard to contain, I think every day the people tasked with the responsibility of managing revenue collection, every day they are getting new tricks to evade. So automation will play a very big role. And once we have all the finances that are supposed to be generated by the county channeled in the proper manner, then most of the challenges that our people undergo in terms of road infrastructure, medicine at our hospitals, and even other programs will be able to have enough funds as a county, because I still believe the recommendation that were given by World Bank are true and still holds even to date, that Machakos County can generate up to a minimum of 4 billion in a year, and that can only be achieved if we are keen and we put enough controls in terms of revenue collection to ensure that we no longer lose money in the hands of either our officers or even people out there who ensures that we don't pay. And one of them is to ensure, especially digitization of the business permit and approvals in the Ministry of Lands. That will help, because once that concept, that whole thing is automated, it will not be easy for us to evade and all businesses captured. So it's a challenge that we need to rise to the occasion and see how we can assist the government in terms of regulation to make sure that programs that funds were set for have been implemented as soon as possible, because it is now almost 2 years down the line. Next year it will be 3 years, and sooner or later our second term will be, the third term will be over, and probably the fourth assembly and the fourth government will have similar discussion. So we need to monitor and ensure that is executed as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kavyu. a very important point there about automation. The minute we go 100% or say 90% automation in every aspect and in every area, we shall be able to harvest the fruits of automation the best way possible. Honorable Ndeti, proceed, after which Honorable Ndawa will take up.
Sorry, I would like to comment. I think I heard him read about the Wikwatio Fund, which in the CIDP was 100 million, and ADP has been reduced to 50 million. My prayers are that we look into that and ensure that the figure that was originally put in be restored. And I also want to correct that. I read the notice of motion for Mheshimiwa Ndwiki because he has a sore throat. He couldn't read. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndeti. Honorable Ndawa.
Thank you, Madam, for this opportunity. I will start by applauding the chair and the committee for working day and night to ensure that we have this report approved today so that things can start moving. Honorable Speaker, I do support the report, and I have some observations that I would wish to share. Number one, Honorable Speaker, an NDP is a plan for 1 year, which is an extract from the CIDP. And as you are aware, Honorable Speaker, together with the House, we have a contract of 5 years. And each year we have an NDP. The only challenge that I've seen, Honorable Speaker, is that as we come up with this NDP for 2024-2025, we have not considered the previous NDP to check whether what was contained in the previous NDP has already been done. And if not done, I thought it would only be prudent that we bring it forward so that we don't have projects in NDPs and they are not done. So I would suggest in the future, as we come up with NDP, we also take the previous NDPs so that whatever was proposed, we can bring it this other than any NDP as a priority. Because when we go to the electorate believe that whatever they gave as priority has to be done without considering the financial muscle.
Yes.
And also the government. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, going to the wards, and I'm more concerned with Matu ward. Honorable Speaker, I've noticed there are some omissions which were not captured in the 2024-2025 NDP, and I would like to read them out so that they can be captured in the hazard, so that they can be part of the document. Because if we pass without including them, I may not have another chance to bring them forward. In the Department of Agriculture, we Matu resident and requested that we revive a cooperative society which used to be known as Matu Masinga Cooperative Society, which has assets or which has property in Matu town, and the members of that society are our grandfathers who are no more. Honorable Speaker, the property or the building which is in Matu has now turned out to be the hideout for these street boys and thugs who are trying to terrorize the residents of Matu. I'm requesting if we revive that and make use of that property, I'm sure we'll have addressed two problems. The intended purpose of the cooperative society will be achieved, and we'll also address the issue of these crooks who are using the building as an handout. Again, we propose that we rehabilitate the following kettle dips: Madauta kettle dip, Ngengi kettle dip, and Mayuni kettle dip. Those dips were given as priorities by residents of Matu, but when I look at the main document, they are omitted, so I'm requesting that we incorporate them. We also propose that we be assisted in issue of artificial insemination. In most cases, Honorable Speaker, in our ward, we have never received such services. I remember last time the services were being given to Mara residents who are more serious with that family. And in Matu, we are requesting, because we also want to venture into the business, and soon we are going to benchmark with the Wala, we are requesting that this proposal also be incorporated in this NDP. In the Department of Education, Honorable Speaker, I've seen we requested for construction of the following ECDs classrooms. One at Pamwelu Martin, another one at Kwanya, another one at Malikiti, and another one at Eviane. Those ECDs are not captured in this NDP, and I'm requesting that we also incorporate them. Department of Health, Honorable Speaker, we requested for construction of a funeral home in Matu Level 4 Hospital. As we are all aware, where there is treatment, we also expect to have death. And Honorable Speaker, Matu Level 4 is the only, I believe it's the only Level 4 East and Central Africa without a morgue, maybe followed by Mwala. And I'm very sure if Mwala ended that proposal, Mweshimiwa will talk about it, but I'm requesting that we incorporate that proposal of construction of a funeral home in Matu Level 4. Again, Honorable Speaker, we had requested to have several border sheds in Matu ward, and I've seen from the list they are missing. We had requested to have one at the main Thika-Ngariza Highway Hospital Junction. We have one there. We have another one next to the Matu Catholic Church gate. Another one at Kwanoka, and another one at the stage where Probox pick passengers. Honorable Speaker, those are the only things that I've seen missing in this NDP plan, and I'm requesting that they be captured, and as the table office compile the report to forward, we expect that they attach what we have included. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. That is all what I aim to say, but the NDP is very, 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 very correct.
Maybe, Honorable Ndawa, I would ask you, did you look at this document called Public Participation Ward Reports, whether what you have just told us, whether it is incorporated there? Did you get that document? This one, Public Participation Ward Report. This is what was captured when we went around collecting information from different wards, what they want be done, and of course we're using the CIDP to do that, to get this report. Did you internalize it? Did you get it? Did you see it?
Of course, yes.
And it is not captured?
It is not captured. In
Okay.
fact, you gave us an opportunity,
Yes.
and you sponsored the entire house.
Yes.
Point
To
of information,
Weston.
Madam Speaker.
Yes. Okay.
The chairman is saying whatever Mheshimiwa Minority Leader is requesting is in the report. So we might as well give the chairman some opportunity to clarify.
Which report? The report itself.
Yes, the report before the House.
It has been captured there.
Yes.
Okay. So
Madam
then
Speaker.
I think on the issues you've raised, may I give him time to maybe address it? 'Cause I
Honorable
think they are
Speaker, the
captured
chair will
some-
have time to respond.
He's not responding. He wanted just to show where that which you have said that is captured.
The reason
Am I
why,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. The reason why I've highlighted those issues is because when you gave us an opportunity and you sponsored us to Weston,
Yeah.
the purpose of that meeting and that retreat was to have whatever whatever was missing,
Yeah.
captured.
Included.
And when we went to Nairobi, those are the items that we found missing, and we gave them out. If they have been captured properly, I'm very okay.
Okay.
And I say the committee has done a commendable job. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Chair, kindly let us know whether that has
Thank
been
you,
captured.
Madam Speaker. If you allow me, on the document I'm holding here is Yatta Sub-County Matu Ward, Agriculture
Which
Corp.
document is that you are holding? The report.
The report,
Page,
the report.
public participation.
The public participation,
Okay.
ward reports.
It is not page netted.
So if you
let me-
quickly allow me to go through it so that the minority leader can confirm if what I'm having is what he is suggesting. On agriculture sector, supply of chemicals, rehabilitation of Madauta, Ngengi, and Mayuni cattle dip, provision of artificial insemination and chicken vaccination, reviving of Masinga Yatta Cotton Cooperative. On commercial and tourism sector, commercial subsector, construction of 4 border sheds at Matu Town, near Catholic Church, Kwanyoka, junction of level 4 hospital, Probok stage. On education, youth, sports and social welfare, education subsector, provision of food to all ECD centers, construction of ECD classes at Mwendwa, Martin, Kwanya, Kaliluini, Malikiti, Iviani, Kakumini, Mumina, Matu, and Kaliani, Katuluni. Social welfare subsector, youth and sports subsector, leveling of all playing grounds. Madam Speaker, that is what is captured. And
There is also the next page,
yeah, that's
energy and infrastructure.
on energy infrastructure and ICT, Kakumini, installation of transformer and electricity at Kwangei,
Kingesi.
installation of transformers at Kwa Mudhoka, Kwa Nzula, Mwala Market, ICT subsector, 2 installation of CCTV cameras in different position, 40 number, different position, roads, transport and public works subsector, grading, maraming of Kwa Kivango, Matu, KMTC, SK, level 4 hospital road, Wasafi, Kwa Mwendo, Sinai road, bush clearing, health and emergency services, Matu, construction of a mortuary at level 4 hospital, construction of a dispensary at Kadhangadhini. So that is what is captured in the ward reports. Thank you so much, Madam
Thank you,
Speaker.
Chairman, Honorable Aloy. Honorable Ndawa, is everything captured as per that?
I've seen the chairman and the team have done a marvelous job. But I want to make a collection of one of the stations where we have an incident. It is not Kwamwenda. It is not it is Kwamwelu.
Okay.
Kwamwelu Martin.
Yeah, I think those are typing errors that
Yes.
can be corrected. Thank you very much for that confirmation.
Sure.
Honorable Kitaka?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Francis Kitaka, representing Dalani Ward. I am a member of the Trade Committee, and I would have also to appreciate the good work that the committee has done with the help of our Secretariat and our able chairman. Madam Speaker, when we talk of ADP, is a collection of programs that are supposed to be implemented or done by our executive. However, when you look at this voluminous document, we have quite a number of over 1,000 or so projects, thousands of projects that are proposed to be done. And as a matter of a concern, when you look at the previous ADP, as our minority leader had mentioned, you realize that, Madam Speaker, we have so many proposed projects in the previous ADP that have not been done. And it is important that because we are representing the same areas, where we will be also generating another ADP come the other financial year, it is important that we also encourage our executive that matters development be done on priority basis. I would propose this out. I'll suggest that now, given that we have so much to be done in the ADP against very limited resources, as we all know, we have a development budget that cannot take care of this, all these activities. So I would request that we approach our development agenda on priority and see to each and every department that is impactful and that makes difference in our society and put money in those departments. Departments that will bring change, departments that will drive our areas and also improve the well-being of our society. Why am I saying this? We also have departments that whereby we put money and they are not visible developments that we are seeing down in the ground. So, honorable members, as we also prepare to do to get the coming budget estimates, I urge this House that we consider departments that are impactful to our people and put resources which can bring change to our society. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support.
Thank you very much. On that issue of projects that have previously been identified, perhaps in the previous regimes, and then they have not been implemented, and then we come now, this is third assembly, we have identified other projects. When those ones have not been done, what is the best way to handle those projects which have not been done? Is it that we proceed with ours, ignore those ones? What is the best way? I'm speaking out of ignorance. Honorable Brian, I hope you're answering my question. Okay.
Madam, I want to answer you. The problem, we are endangering ourselves by getting projects which are so expensive and the resource envelope is very low. We need to be very careful when we go for this public participation. We need to come with realistic projects. Because if you look at page 20, of the report. If you look at it, resource allocation criteria. The total budget required for these projects is 28 billion. It's 28 billion. The expected amount of money we are going to get is 15 billion. So there's a gap of almost 13 billion. So the catch here is, and the budget chairman is here, while we continue getting projects from the wards, and while we continue doing public participations, we need to manage the expectations of our people. And maybe what is important now is to start coming with very realistic, as Mheshimiwa Ketaka is saying, very realistic proposals which are within what the budget can be able to absorb. Otherwise, we'll go back to the same people and we'll tell them, we promise you, you told us that you are going to do this, you didn't do it. Now, who will get the beating? It is us, the elected people. So there is that gap which we need to really seriously address when we are getting these projects. It is important that we get projects which are realistic and can be done. Even the project we took last year for IDP, I can assure you we did not do 50% of them. So there's a danger and there's a trap which we are putting ourselves into, especially when we do these public participations. So the catch here is, do we overpromise and under-deliver, or do we under-promise and over-deliver? Obviously, from what you are saying here, Mheshimiwa Chairman, we are over-promising. And there is a very serious danger of over-promising. Our electorate are becoming more enlightened. And they are also, their expectations are very high. So, Madam Speaker, we need to be careful. My caution is, we just need to be careful because the resource envelope is fixed. And as we are over-promising, that's shared you in that table will tell you where the danger is. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Leader of Majority.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I start by congratulating the committee, the chairman and your team for a job well done in bringing the report and compiling the report. I also want to appreciate Madam Speaker for facilitating members to a retreat at Weston to go and input their opinions. What you have asked is very pertinent, but I want to throw the ball to both this House and the executive. I had an opportunity to go to the county website and I saw an uploaded report from the Controller of Budget that is up to 31st December 2023. And our absorption rate for development funds is alarmingly low. I would say alarmingly too low, because at 31st December 2023, it was 3.05%. Having said that, it means that some departments have slept on their job, or most departments have slept on their job. And that is when we are called upon, us, this House, to summon or to seek for explanation as to why these projects are not being done. That's the real oversight that we are supposed to be doing. So I'll encourage chairmen of committees and membership of committees to invite members from the other side to come and explain to us why 7 months down the line, the absorption rate for development budget is a mere 3%. Because what we are looking at in the next 3 months, 4 months, if we will not have spent that development monies,
They're going back to Treasury. And then we are going to roll again as a pending bill. And we know very well that the major problem that we have in this county, one of the major problems, is the question of pending bills. So we might be doing our work here very well, meeting the deadlines, but if the other side of government, the executive, is not doing their part, then collectively we are going to fail. So I encourage people to summon the CECM so that they come and give us the position as to whether these projects are going to be completed in time. Otherwise, it's a rollover of the projects, rollover of the money, and the cycle continues. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. A very important explanation there. Oversight, we must do it. Okay, proceed. All right.
I understand where the majority leader is coming from. But yes, you are right, we need oversight. But there is a danger. But there is a danger here. And there is a danger of us coming up with a budget which we cannot be able to finance. And if you look at the report itself, in fact, you have made those recommendations, Mr. Chairman. That, and I'll read page 7. The plan has a total budget requirement of 28 billion with estimated revenue of 15 billion and a resource gap of 13 billion. So that is a danger. And in fact, if you look at the final recommendations, the committee is saying the finance committee and the budget committee needs to sit down and see how we match the expectations, the projects versus what is in the budget. Hapo ndio kuna shida. That's where the problem is. Other than us continue over promising, and also we need a very serious civic education of our people on the expectations of the ground. And they will hype, if they will continue, we continue hyping their expectations at the danger of us being told that we did not meet their expectations. So that's where the catch is. And the majority, as much as the projects have not been done, okay, our absorption rate of our budget is also low, but you don't have that money. We talk about this financial year, this coming ADP. We don't have that money to sustain those projects, and that's what they are recommending. And also they are saying that based, just to support your point, they're saying, based on the aforementioned, the committee noted that the county performed below the expectations expected in the ADP, previous ADP. So there are two issues here, underperformance of previous ADP and over-promising in the current ADP. How do we match the two and also expect that we don't get the electorate on our neck based on underperformance?
Thank you very much. Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to just say that it's okay that we are, it's a budget. We can budget, but if you budget and then the funds you have, you're not utilizing them, however small the funds are, what is even the purpose of the budgeting? So the little that we have, the little that you are saying is that cannot manage the expectation. What have we done with the little we have? Are we just waiting for the financial year to end and the money is gone and then we say we did not perform because we had budgeted for 28 billion and our budget is 15 billion? What I'm urging is, can we first of all utilize what we have and then pray and ask for more? You know, Madam Speaker, there are even some departments, when budgeting is being done, they come here, cry for increment. Our budget is low, our budget is like this, and we increase their budget. And they are the department that are not doing anything. Yes. So they hold the bulk amount of money, and then they are not functioning. So I'd rather we utilize the little money we have now, and then start planning for how we increase our resources. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And we will only know that we are over-promising If we utilize what we have, we finish it, then we see, yes, yenyewe, we are overpromised. That is the only way, honorable members. So let's utilize it. Honorable Ndeti?
Just, you know, thinking aloud. We are supposed to be getting, every committee should be getting quarterly reports with respect to the various committees. So, I mean, with respect to the various departments that we oversight. I don't know whether we really get these reports, quarterly reports, because they should be able to tell us which way the executive is going. And which, if they are not utilizing these funds, we should be able to see that from this quarterly report. So maybe as an assembly, now all chairs of committees must be very strict, ensure that we get these reports quarterly, and highlight areas that we think are not being done right.
Chairman of all the committees, are you getting quarterly reports? Perhaps that is also another reason as to why we don't know the progress. We are not getting. Come late. You can't even internalize them. You can't even interrogate them. So it's the ball comes back to us. We have to be strict on this because I'm sure there are timelines. Yes.
On your question, are we getting the reports? And I kind of agree with Majority Leader. Yeah. Yes, we are getting the reports, but they have zero expenditure. Now, it is serious, Madam Speaker. We are in January, we are in February, and the executive has not procured goods and services. Even if they advertise tomorrow for goods and services, it will land us, the earliest we can start doing the service is in the earliest we can procure and get the services done, we will almost be in May, June. So obviously what Majority Leader is saying, and I agree with him 100%, we will just do exactly what we did last year. Money will be returned. So a very important point here we need to address, and it's good that we are talking about it openly, is we need to start now addressing the issue of why are we not procuring? Why are there delays in procurement? And we are here to help Her Excellency the Governor to deliver. But helping us deliver, if the services are not, tenders are not being done, and procurement is not being done, then there's a serious issue. So the reports are, yes, we are getting them, but zero expenditure. That is a serious concern, and I kind of agree with Majority Leader. So what we need to do, Madam Speaker, maybe now we need to up our game again on oversighting at the committee level. And if they promised to, when we were interrogating the budget, they promised to deliver ABCD, and they have up to now, which is, we only have 4 months to go, our department has not delivered, even absorbed 30% or 40%. Then, Madam Speaker, when we come into budget making process, we are going to cut their budget. We are going to slash their budget so that they can understand the reason. But Madam Speaker, also we need to understand why, what is the underlying issue? Why is there no expenditure? Why is there?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Okay. I just want to understand from my colleague, Mheshimiwa Kisila, does the law allow us to even reduce the budget done by the executive? Or do we just recommend?
We need to work with the executive and tell them. For example, health. For example, I sit in the health committee. They have not procured almost 50%. They have not absorbed almost, they have only absorbed about 40% out of their total budget.
Point of information.
Point of information.
Yes, from the document that I accessed, and it is in the public domain, county control of budget report, the expenditure for Ministry of Health development-wise is 0%. 0%.
0%.
Yes. So when are they going to procure? When are they going to spend the over 400 million? We have maybe 200 million. We have located them for development.
Yet, Machakos Level 5 Hospital, every other person from this county is loaded there. We can procure the MR machine for Matu Level 4 Hospital, so that people stop coming from Mwala and Yatta and Masinga to decongest Machakos Level 5. We can procure the CT scan for Kangundo, because the money is there.
Yes.
The money is there. So, and that is what
What is the
Mheshimiwa
role of the
Kisila is
assembly?
asking.
What is the role of the assembly on this? What is the work?
Madam Speaker, I believe we have the greatest, we bear the greatest responsibility in
That's
calling
what I
the
want to hear, because the
CECM.
answers, we have them here.
Yes, the
We have the answers here.
CECM, so that they can explain, yes, you are here defending your budget. Yes, we allocated you the money. What are you doing about it? Yeah? Because you are here defending your budget. You are here, we allocated you the money. So what is wrong? Yeah? Yet, every day, tuko kwa news, Machakos Level 5, hawajafanya hivi. Machakos Level 5, hawajafanya hivi. Our absorption rate is very low. But the pertinent issue is what Mheshimiwa Kisila is asking. What is the underlying issue? Why are we not spending money for development? There has to be a reason. We don't have the answer. The answer is on the other side. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The answer can come out during committee level.
Yes.
When you are interrogating them, how come you have spent zero?
Exactly.
So the answers, we have them here, members. Me, I know
Madam
that.
Speaker.
Yes. So you have the answer.
The answer is good that we are talking freely.
Okay.
Madam
the
Speaker,
standing orders don't
I
allow
said 40%.
one person to speak so many times.
But it's okay, but let us-
using my prerogative, I can allow you because you're bringing in.
We are here to
points.
help. We are here to help. That's why
Yes.
we are talking.
Okay.
40% absorption was on development was last financial year. I just want to correct that. This financial year, Ministry of Health, zero on development. Zero on development. So the underlying issue is why? Why is it zero? Why is it zero up to now? When we gave them, we fought so hard to give them money. Now, maybe now, Madam Speaker, we had actually recommended through House rules and procedure that it can come a time when maybe the committees are not doing as much as we are expecting them to do. Maybe now we might need to, with your permission, we move into the committee of the whole House. We oversight as a committee of the whole House, so that now the heat can start coming. Madam Speaker, it is not acceptable that we have zero development on health when we have money. So maybe if we realize the committees are not oversighting the way we want them to oversight, or they are not putting the pressure on, maybe we had allowed in the rules and procedure that once in every quarter, the CCM comes here in the committee of the entire House and presents their plan. And Madam Speaker, even in their recommendations, they are recommending reductions in budgets. We can reduce budgets if we realize there is low absorption. And we can add more money when we realize the people are absorbing money. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Therefore, if we have to call them before the committee of the whole House, we need to amend our what do you call them? Standing orders to include that, because I think that would be the best way to go about this thing. Thank you.
Speaker.
Okay. Honorable Ndawa, then Honorable.
Yes, I just want
Kavi.
to inform the Speaker and the House that we don't need to amend the standing orders. It is well taken care. The committee of the whole is recognized in our standing orders. Huh?
For appearances.
For appearances.
By the CCM.
Yes, they are supposed to be called before the General Oversight Committee. General Oversight Committee, it is there in the standing order. And I will request, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Honorable Helen has moved out, but she had asked a question. Do we have the capacity to slash the budget? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Because if the previous financial year, a certain department did not spend its money, why should we give that department another huge budget and they don't use? We better give huge budgets to departments which are performing.
Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, now tomorrow is the mint month of February.
February, yeah.
February. The year ends by 30th June. And I'm very sure by May, IFMIS will close. So we'll not be able to pay or procure. So we have very limited months. So my humble request is that whatever can be done, let it be done as soon as yesterday. Because if we are not careful, we will be caught up by the new financial year, and it will go on air that Machakos county government has returned money to the treasury, and that issue doesn't augur well to the electorate, because they don't understand whether if that money is returned, whether it will come back. Of course it will come back, but the electorate, the rank and file, the appointing authority do not understand. So as to take care of our reputation of the assembly and the reputation of the county government, because we are also part of that county government, let us encourage our counterpart in the government, that is the executive, each department, to ensure that they do their work within the stipulated time. And I believe we are asking ourselves, what are the causes? I believe the major cause is bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. I think that is the major cause. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. We need one time to maybe summon the CCM here, together with the procuring officer, so that we can see whether there are items in that many bureaucracies, those many items that are supposed to be done. We want to see whether there are some that we can eliminate, so that things can be moving faster. I think we need to go that route. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Very important points there. Honorable Kavio? I'm just
Thank you,
using my
Madam
powers
Speaker.
to allow
I
members to repeat themselves.
Yes, I think part of what I wanted to give as a recommendation has slightly been captured by the minority leader, because I think the problem is not at the department. There seems to be a problem in terms of the process, because if money is available, because we have seen reports indicating that there has been improvement in terms of revenue collection, and also the allocation from the national government has also slightly improved, even if it's not 100%. So it means that the challenge that we are experiencing in terms of absorption, because today we are just saying it is a story. Next week February will be coming to an end. So basically, if this month lapses before procurement processes is completed, that will mean it will have the earliest that things can start moving is mid-April. And from the report, we have seen very mega projects that are supposed to be undertaken. So the question that we are asking, by end of June, are we going to beat the deadline and accomplish all those projects? And bearing in mind, for the last financial year, there are classes that were awarded for ECD classes, and to date, they have not been completed. What is their fate? Are we going to have another case of stalled projects or pending bills? Because it's a challenge that was experienced in the second assembly, and that's how pending bills come by. You fail to procure in good time, you fail to plan well, then once the bills cross to the next financial year, they keep piling. At the end of the term, you will find us having either more or close to what we had at the end of the second term of the last government. So I want to support what has been proposed by the members on quarterly basis, because it seems like the CCM are becoming comfortable at the committee level. On quarterly basis, we need to have every ministry, every department appear before the General Oversight Committee and give a breakdown on where they are and highlight the real challenges as to why. Because we cannot be having money, our people are suffering, there's so much that needs to be done, then we are seen returning money to the National Treasury at the end of the financial year. It means there is a problem, and the earlier we look at it and solve the puzzle, that is when things will start moving. We are lucky that we have a governor who is willing to serve the people. But as an assembly, as the people who have been given jobs in this county, we must move with speed and ensure that the agenda is achieved. And this one, when it comes to work and oversight, we need to put aside the friendliness, because at the end of the day, members in this house have a responsibility. The governor has a responsibility to the people of Machakos. At the end of 5 years, it is us, and the governor will be going back to the people. We'll answer those difficult questions. So any person who becomes an hindrance to us achieving that agenda must take responsibility. Yes. Otherwise, it is us who are going to bear the burden and the cross of going back to the people and trying to explain why we had the money, why we had all the time, and we never implemented the agenda and the manifesto that was promised to our people. So as an house, we must wake up. And Madam Speaker, my prayer is, because I think next month or beginning of April, we are going to come to the end of the, I think is it the second or the third quarter? So we should start with an example with this. Come end of this quarter, let's have the 11 department appearing before this house and highlight to us. And for those who are still having zero spent, then they'll have an opportunity to explain to this honorable house what miracles they are going to do to ensure that before 30th of June would have spent the total budgets that were allocated. Because we are having challenges. We can't grade roads because of resources constraint. Then you will find there is somebody who has money and a zero spent. Then we should have those money reallocated to fuel. We buy new graders. Then our people can have better roads instead of just having a huge budget with little to show off. So I think it is high time we take it upon ourselves and ensure that we deliver to the people of Machakos as we promised them. So, Madam Speaker, if you allow, I think end of this quarter, that should start, we should start having that General Oversight Committee, and that should be the norm. And I want to promise you, Madam Speaker, if we take that route, come the next financial year, you are going to see a lot of improvement, and the absorption rate will improve tremendously, so that we don't have money going back to treasury just because we were not able to spend. It's like being starving, then you have food in the house and you are not able to consume.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
So thank you, Madam
Before
Speaker.
you move, it's a point, a very important point.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to inform my colleague, who is my good friend here and my deputy, that if we see the end of the quarter, now it is assuming that we are on fire, you are being burnt by fire, and you say, let's wait until next month somebody will come and save me from that fire. It is the high time we say, probably next week, we summon the first department to come and shed light on what is supposed to be done. Because if we don't unlock that need, that knot, if we don't untie that knot, we are going to remain in the same status, and the time does not wait even a rich man.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
100%. The last one, yes? Okay.
So thank you for that information.
Yes.
And I'm in full concurrence with that.
Not
the earlier
end of the June, but next week. Is that so?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in full support of that. The earlier the better, because we are heading into a dangerous route. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Brian.
Just to add what Mheshimiwa is saying, and it is good that we are engaging intellectually. I kind of feel that we need to demand a statement from the executive on the absorption to date. A formal letter goes, we need by department, so that when we are summoning them, we are talking from a point of information. Absorption by department, so that we have a document, and then we start looking at who is failing and who is letting us down. So we pick one by one and we bring them here. Madam Speaker, this is a different year. Yeah. And I can tell you for free, it's going to be a different year. Because we want to help Our Excellency to achieve our vision. And maybe there are some people who have gotten alongside very comfortable with the way they are doing things.
Yes.
And we